There are secrets you missed in Fortnite Chapter 2 that you probably never noticed or will. Deadpool's challenges are still releasing, and you need to know about his secret katana being found or the new discoveries of Shadow now winning the war against Ghost as this conflict drags on in the world of Fortnite. This is 15 secret map changes in Fortnite Season 2. Guys, we are so close to 3 million subscribers, and we checked on YouTube and 80% of you aren't subscribed. Please do us a favor and be our 3 million subscriber. I'll literally come to your house, make you pancakes, I promise. Okay, stop begging for subs, Tommy. On to number 15. Even if you're not a fan of superheroes, you've probably heard of Deadpool at some point, the superpowered mutant with a twisted sense of humor. If you know who Deadpool is, you're well aware that his weapon of choice, even when he was just Wade Wilson, the Special Forces operative, is a pair of katanas that he always keeps strapped to his back. In Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 2, Epic Games has done a bit of an unordinary crossover with the Marvel hero. We're not quite sure what the storyline or purpose of it is yet, but Deadpool's hideout can be found hidden through a vent in the new interactive lobby, and we've even gotten weekly Deadpool challenges, which are a bit weird to say the least. However, it seems that Epic could be teasing upcoming content involving Deadpool, as his signature katanas can be found on the display in the Grotto. As of right now, it doesn't seem that this object is interactable or has much significance, but keep an eye on it throughout the season. I have a very good feeling about this one. Number 14. When we first got the all-new Battle Royale map with the release of Chapter 2 Season 1, Epic continued their tradition of creating people-like sculptures out of objects in the world. An example of this in the original map would be the semi-truck figure found near Retail Row, which also doubles as a reference to Optimus Prime from the Transformers series. Then we got the Hayman, which can be found near Frenzy Farm, as well as the Pipe Man, which sits on the edge of the map near Misty Meadows. If you were paying super close attention when the new season launched, the head of the Pipe Man has actually moved very slightly to the right. Rather than looking off in the distance in front of him, something caught the Pipe Man's attention, and now he's looking in a new direction. Could be a hint to a location of an upcoming map change, or even the end of season event, similar to the iceberg from Season 7, who knows. Number 13. If you find yourself exploring the depths of the Grotto, you'll eventually come across an evil lair of sorts that has like a menacing red door topped off with the face of Chaos Agent stamped on it. What you probably didn't notice is that if you look at the control center, there's a red screen with what appears to be a reticle on it. Some players have pointed out that this screen and reticle are very close to what you find on the controller of a rocket. Not exactly sure what will come of this area or the significance of the Chaos Agent, but we'll definitely need to keep an eye out for any rockets being built. I mean, seriously, at this point I have like PTSD. Number 12. The importance of the Ghost vs. Shadow storyline hasn't been fully explained as of right now. I know this because we're the ones who kind of cracked the whole storyline, but we are seeing some important information starting to pop up, which should give us a better understanding of the situation in the future. The biggest example of this would be the Grotto, the cave that hides the secret layers from the previous map change. If you step outside of the Grotto near the very edge of the map, you'll quickly realize that the side of the mountain is now shaped into a skull. This is Epic's not-so-secret way of telling us that the Grotto is Shadow's territory, and whatever's going on in there is because of them. All I'm saying is, if you chose Shadow over Ghost at the beginning of the season, you better hope they don't blow up the map, or else you'll have some very angry Fortnite fans after you. AKA me, don't blow up the map. Number 11. At the beginning of Chapter 2, Fortnite fans with a taste for classic movies quickly realized that the house located on the western beaches of the map is very close to that of Ferris Bueller. Bueller's signature red Ferrari could even be found in the garage of this house. This gets rid of any chance that it's just a coincidence that the house looks exactly the same. Since this discovery, a horde of evil gingerbread men have invaded the house and pushed the car off the side of the cliff. If you go look in game right now, you'll see that the car has actually been picked up by a dodgy looking crane and is currently hanging in the air off the edge of the mountain. Anyone want to take bets on whether it'll make it back to land safely? Number 10. With each update, Epic is known to make minor adjustments to the map which don't really have an effect on gameplay but are great for those of us who love searching for these little changes. This time though, I'm not even exaggerating when I say little map changes. If you've ever looked around the Shanty Islands near the shark, you'll have noticed that there are tiny fungus creatures that sort of just wave along with the wind. As of the version 12.10 update, however, these things have started to spread throughout the air vents inside of the shark. Maybe it's just me, but I can't even think of what Epic plans to do with these guys. I mean, they're cute, but why? I mean, hey, as long as they don't grow to be 50 feet tall and start to destroy the map, I really don't care. Number 9. When the Chapter 2 Season 2 trailer dropped, literally everybody in the community was so hyped for helicopters to be added to the game. It's been a very long time since we've had like an aerial vehicle in the game, and honestly, as long as it's not as overpowered as the X-Force Stormwing, aka the plane, I'd be okay with it. To our disappointment, Epic seems to feel that helicopters don't have a place in the game yet. You've probably noticed that there are a serious amount of helicopter landing pads all around the map, but they're all empty with no helicopters in sight. I'm not sure if this is an evil tease by Epic because we may never get them, that would be a classic Epic Games move, or it's a hint that they're coming very soon. There's actually a lot of these landing pads. It only makes sense for them to be spawn locations for the helicopters, but hey, we'll see in time. Number 8. Let's be honest, a cabin in the woods is probably one of the best places that you could hide, well, anything, especially when you make use of the old hidden passage behind a bookshelf. All of this makes this location a perfect spot for the lair of the evil teddy bears. If you make your way into the hideout and manage to sneak past their meeting room, you'll find a poor gnome who's been captured by the bears and placed in a cell. While you're there, don't forget to leave the door open for him before you get out of there. Side storylines such as this aren't a new thing for Fortnite. We've seen them in the past with things such as the Stone family from Chapter 1. Epic's usually pretty good with telling stories without words, so I gotta admit, I'm excited to see where this one goes. Last time we saw these evil teddy bears, they had just crashed a delivery truck and were plotting their evil plan, so we need to figure out what's going on with these teddy bears. I'm thinking a storyline video might be worth it. Let me know in the comments, people. Number 7. It's no secret that tensions are really high right now between Ghost and Shadow, but you probably didn't know that Shadow has gone as far as setting up a telescope on top of their base to spy on Ghost's nearby base. While this could just be a way of getting intel on their enemy, it's very possible that they're planning an attack on the other team. If I had to guess, I'd say there's a very good chance that Shadow and Ghost are gearing up for something big, which could cause some serious damage to the map as we know it. This is also a perfect setup for the Chapter 2 Season 2 finale event. I mean, hopefully we see one this time since we all know what happened at the end of Season 1. Number 6. If you visited the FN radio landmark in the near future, you've probably noticed that something about it seems off, but you aren't quite sure what changed. But if you compare the radio station to the one seen at the beginning of Chapter 2, this place has gotten some serious upgrades. As of the version 12.10 update, FN Radio doesn't appear to be under construction anymore. A full new basement can be found directly beneath it, as well as some training dummies which seem to hint that somebody has taken shelter here and turned it into their base. While this could be a part of the whole Ghost vs. Shadow storyline, I like to think that the gnome hidden at the very top of the radio tower has begun to live at this landmark. That's just my opinion though. Number 5. Retail Row is one of the only points of interest that have survived from Fortnite Battle Royale's release in September of 2017. Since then, we've seen dozens of variations to the location, whether it be the Halloween-themed stores, the zombie-filled parking lots, or even the area that got completely destroyed by the volcano. In Chapter 2, Epic continues to do the OG location justice. You probably haven't noticed that both Ghost and Shadow have their own stores at the shopping plaza. And oh yeah, they're right next to each other. This has obviously caused some problems between the two, and if you take one look at the place, you'll notice that they're keeping a very close eye on each other. Number 4. So you might be thinking, helicopters, that's a cool idea, but there's actually so much more that Epic could do with these. Helicopters don't have to be limited to simple landing pads like at the agency. Players have had some insane theories about how Epic will turn the current locations into secret bases. The most popular of these theories is that the soccer field at Pleasant Park could open up, revealing a huge lair with a helicopter pad on top. And honestly, I think it's entirely possible that Epic will go full spy movie mode and do something like this. Number 3. Ever since the end of Chapter 2 Season 1, loads of spy files have started to appear all around the map. It's pretty apparent that these are related to the Ghost vs. Shadow storyline that we've got going on, but we're not sure of their purpose at this time. The most interesting part about these files is that they can be found quite literally anywhere. Not only can you find them in places that you'd expect, such as the desks in the Ghost and Shadow headquarters, but the original file that we found was sitting on a toilet, and now they've been found on the bleachers and near the food truck at the Modown racetrack landmark. I'm not sure who keeps taking the work home with them, but it can't be safe to have these top secret files left all over the place. Somebody's getting fired here. Number 2. What if I told you that the entire map has changed and you probably didn't even notice it? That's right, the most important map change of them all is finally here. The man, the myth, the llama, Fred is back. Alright, I know that's not as big of a map change as you were expecting, but come on, Epic took Fred away from us for way too long. I'm glad he's back. I actually kind of missed that little guy. Number 1. When we say that there's map changes that you probably didn't notice, we mean it. If you take a look at the map that can be found on the challenge board in the lobby, you probably won't even notice that the guided missile launcher and machine pistols that were once there have been replaced. On one hand, it's sad to think that Epic didn't intend to tease us of upcoming content with this board, but on the other hand, I'm not sure if I wanted the guided missile back anyways because of how OP it was, so yeah. Click on screen right now to check out this video. This has been Tommy from Top 5 Gaming. I'll see you guys there.